Oofta. Well, to start off, I'm gonna start with. I mean, it's a good draw. It's an okay draw. Not I wouldn't say good. It was an okay. If we went into this game and you told me before the game we got a point, I'd be pretty happy going against LAFC. But in reality, the refereeing tonight cost us 3 points. The first point I'd want to bring up is Christian Arango. Um, should have been sent off not only once but twice. Um, gets an early yellow card. As soon as he gets a yellow card, makes a harsh challenge on Reynoso. Right there, the yellow card is supposed to be the warning, and he had 2 or 3 fouls before the yellow. He was walking a very thin line before that. Gets the yellow, harsh challenge on Reynoso. Literally identically after the foul, and right there needs to be sent off immediately. I don't care what you say, what happens. That second foul after you just get yellow carded needs to be sent off immediately. He was already hot-headed and he should have been gone. And then after that, clear offsides. About a second or two after the whistle blown, Arago kicks the ball to Rosie or whatever. And that, in definition of the law, in the law of the rules, is a straight yellow card, and he was already on a yellow. There, boom, gone. Should have been sent off. The ref does absolutely nothing about it, and it's because it's an LAFC team, and that's just kind of ridiculous at this point. You got LAFC getting favorable calls all night, and typically the home team does get a few calls here or there with the crowd on top of the ref, but it was the complete opposite tonight. It was clear as day. Some of the dangerous challenges that LAFC was getting thrown at, of people trying to win headers, getting upended, pushed in the air, arm extension, everything. And the ref did not control the game from the beginning, which made it get out of hand, which made everyone become hot-headed, which made these challenges continue because they weren't getting warnings. They were getting talked to, and then the yellow card is supposed to be the warning. So it was just absolute clown show of a refereeing performance. Arago should have been sent off in the first half. We score in the first half. I saw LAFC fans were mad about Coleman's supposed elbow when Arago shouldn't even been on the field. He just gets beat up high. I'm sorry. There's no foul in their goal at all whatsoever. Just clear by. It's like some people are watching a completely different game. And I understand there's some biases when you're watching your team. But to not think Arago should have been sent off this game is mind-boggling. And LAFC going down to 10 men would have completely changed the game. I guarantee they don't score that second goal. We switch off for a little bit, give Vela some space, and he is as an absolute curler into the top corner. Dane can't do nothing about it. The defense, who was good for the whole game, besides that little stretch where they gave Vela the little open space and he shoots and scores. It's a hard goal to give up because you've been defending so good, but they don't score that goal if they're down 10 men. They're probably fighting for their life the whole time. I mean, they're a great team, so they would have possession of the ball, but having another man up on them, I mean, they would have sat back and maybe tried hitting us on the counter. We would have had a lot more possession, a lot more in control of the game, being 1-0 up if Arago would have been sent off. But I mean, I could keep going. It's just how piss poor of a decision that was to begin with, not to get him sent off. Anyway, we go into halftime 1-1. Like I said, Vela scores in the second half off of just us switching off and not closing them down. We seem to, there's stretches in the second half where, I mean, you can look at the Blanco goal the other week where we just switch off from their best player and don't pressure them and give them a little bit extra time and space. And we can't let the best players on these teams do that. It's going to lead to goals like that. And Dane can't be making top left corner saves like that, and we can't expect him to. But I'm just saying, we switch off like that with these good players like Blanco and Vela. Not saying they're comparable, but just the goals that they had scored recently against us. It's not going to be a fun end of the year if we do that, because we're going to give up goals that we shouldn't have after been playing so defensively sound. And I want to shout out the defense, who was really good. And I also want to shout out Brent Kallman, who I had been giving a hard time recently with some of his performances, but tonight he was by far the man of the match with his goal. Was really good defensively, I thought. And yeah, he just probably had his best performance recently, and I really like what he offers on corners, set pieces. He seems to always be able to get his head on things. When box he just hasn't seemed to have that little bit of finishing touch on some of his heading opportunities in the box. But just wanted to talk about that, since I'd given Brent a hard time recently. He played outstanding, and if we can capture some of that lightning in a bottle, maybe we could win a couple games in the playoffs with him. But he has to keep that form up, because he was really good tonight. Yeah, I'm going to get into the player ratings, and we'll kind of wrap it up after that. I also wanted to talk about the sub of Abu Dalati. I don't want to see any more of Abu off the bench or starting. I want to see more Nico Hansen. I want to see Joseph Rosales coming off the bench first. I thought Joseph actually gives us completely like a super sub-esque type of thing. He comes on and changes the game with the passes he makes. Sometimes they don't always come off, but they're threatening passes, they're attacking passes, and I'd like to see him coming off the bench way before Abu, or Nico Hansen coming on before Abu as well, because I think we've all seen enough of Abu. We all know what he brings, what he doesn't bring, and and to bring up how bad the refereeing is. I think Abu had a tough night also because he gets an early yellow when he comes on, which was his first foul. So with the standard of refereeing of that whole night, your first foul on and you get a yellow card is actually insane. There was LAFC players 2 or 3 fouls without getting a card or even a talking to. So it was just complete piss poor refereeing again. That's just another example of how uncontrolled he had of the game. And this just brings up a point of MLS needs a new organization. There's week in, week out, game in, game out. There's probably 2 other games tonight where the refereeing was such low, poor quality, where it's just hard to watch, and it's an embarrassment as a league when it's clear as day the ref is favoring the LAFC players in a lot of tackles. So I'll get into the player ratings. Dane St. Clair, 6 out of 10. DJ Taylor, 7 out of 10. I thought he was really good. Boxall, 7 out of 10. Brent Kallman at 8 out of 10, my man of the match. Kamar Lawrence, a 6 out of 10. Will Trapp, a 6 out of 10. Kervin Arriaga, a 7 out of 10. Robin Lod wasn't his best night. I'm going to give him a 6. Reynoso, I'm going to give a 6. He was good, but I'll give him a 7. I thought he was good, but there was just a couple things that weren't coming off from tonight, and it's just is what it is. And he's also suspended for the next game, unfortunately, due to the yellow card he picked up at the end of the game. Unfortunate, but he was putting in a lot of good balls on corners and stuff. It was just some of the other stuff wasn't coming quite off for him. Mender Garcia, I'm going to give a 5 out of 10. Luis Samorella, I thought was pretty darn good tonight. Hit the post. Unfortunately, doesn't get the goal. You can see a lot of the stuff he brings, but we need some goals. We need him to hit some hot form and get some of these goals in, which he was looking good, and I'm surprised he didn't get one tonight. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. Subs, Abu Dalati, a 4 out of 10. Joseph Rosales a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I thought he really changed how we played going forward. He really changed the game. Had a couple defensive plays that were really good, taking the ball out from our half. Jonathan Gonzalez got a bit more of a cameo tonight, and I liked a lot more what I saw about him. 6 out of 10 for me. That's about all I got. Like I said, refereeing was awful. It did feel almost like a couple points dropped, even though it really you could take it either way. I mean, I would have taken a point coming out of this game, but also being 1-0 up and Arago should have been sent off. It was pretty Minnesotan like that we didn't get got the short end of the stick, it seemed like, for the refereeing today. But that's about all I got. So if you guys got any questions, go ahead and shoot them in the comments, whatever. But as always, come on, you loons, and thanks for tuning in.